and welcome to the Work Hates podcast. I'm Bron Lewis. This is Brady Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it's a psycho boss or a dreadful workplace or an insufferable workmate. And if you've had none of them, chances are you're the problem.
Yes, correct. You are the fucking problem. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined today with Lizzy Hoo, with comedian, award winner.
No, not yet.
Award nominee, Greyhound owner, tour guide, TV travel.
Travel.
I said I'd riff this
TV travel host.
I said I'd riff this before, and right now I'm going, I should not have riffed it. I should have written something down.
Brady's in charge of the bio, and I said to him, Brady, have you done the bio? And he said, no, I like to riff it. And I said, okay, great. So this moment, watching him stumble through this is pure joy.
I loved it.
I loved it. I think it's good. I mean, I control the edit as well.
Yeah, you got the main points.
Yeah, I'm pretty lazy, so you'll see all that stammering in there. So yeah. Well, anyway, welcome to the Work Hates Pods. We are excited to have Lizzy Hoo here. Come on.
Woo! We love Lizzy Hoo. I'm so excited that you were coming on for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. Lizzy, you've been nominated for a huge award.
Oh, yes.
Huge. When I saw your
I brought it up on the intro. Why do we need to talk about it again? I did it so well. I don't know why we're going back to it.
Like best stand-up on Prime Tele. This is huge. Like this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like when you read me the list of the people, because I only saw
big
your
dogs.
name. I saw your name.
Couple
I
of
didn't
big
need to
dogs.
read on. I said that's enough for me. And then you find out whether you win
On the night.
Is it like a logie? Is it a logie?
It's an actor.
An actor?
An AACTA.
Jesus
Do you
Christ.
know that one?
No.
I don't know what that
Who you
stands
versing?
for.
We'll let their ties down.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know how that affects the voting, but
absolutely.
Yeah, Celeste Barber, Jim Jeffries,
Never heard of him.
Aaron Chen,
Okay, I've heard about Chenny.
Reese Nicholson,
Yeah, he's a good
and
guy.
Hannah Gadsby.
All right.
So it's such a good list to be on.
It's a big dog list.
but you deserve
and
to
little
be on
Lizzy
it.
Hoo.
Yeah, but that's the underdog story. It's the underdog
so
story
good.
people want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you found out, were you like, or were you like?
I was like, oh, whoa. Oh, whoa.
Oh, my
I was
God.
a lot of
That's a real sea of emotions there.
What is this?
because what I love a lot about your career, not only are you so funny, but you got into comedy a little later.
Yeah, a little bit late. Late bloomer.
Well, like how old were you when
I
you
was
started
about
comedy?
32.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. When I started,
I think it's better when you start later because you got more life experience. You got something to talk about. It's like when you see a 15-year-old there, you're like, what the fuck would you know?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Living with mum's hard.
Yeah.
HSC was hard. Like, who cares?
I don't know the difference between the blue scrubbing brush and the green one. Like, one's for Teflon, you fucking moron. Sorry, I'm really passionate.
You learn something
You didn't know
every
that? Oh, that shits me to tears. You know, like when you get the sponge and there's like the side, it's green, and you get the blue one. The blue one's for Teflon. And sometimes people don't know it, and it really shits me.
I don't think I've ever bought a blue one.
But you have
Just put it-
Teflon?
Put in dishwasher.
I've got
Can you put it
one
in the dishwasher?
Teflon.
I don't think so.
I've got one Teflon.
It's not like Teflon's poisonous or anything. You have nothing to worry about.
I just use a chucks when I'm washing dishes. Is that bad?
You
or is
could.
that more
Chucks.
for surfaces?
You could just get your greyhound to lick it off. I think
Yeah,
isn't that what
sometimes
they're
I
for?
do that too.
They're called dish lickers.
Yeah,
Isn't
they
that
are.
what greyhounds are called? Dish
Yeah.
lickers.
But then I put it in the dishwasher.
I've never heard.
You haven't
Dish
heard that?
lickers.
Dish licker.
lickers. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
right.
dish lickers.
and you've got your own dish licker at home. You've made it.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He hasn't. He just got a home.
I've just got a home for the first time. I was homeless for like 4 months. I was living in a caravan. It was fucking sick. But you know what's
too long
even
to
better
be
than
homeless.
living in a caravan? Living in a fucking house with running water and my own toilet.
Are you by yourself?
No, I've got a roommate. So we've got three bedrooms, and then like one of the rooms is a study with a mate, and then I got a big fuck off shed. So I got a place
you
for my
got a
motorbikes.
shed.
Oh man, I haven't had a shed in 12 years. It's like I kiss the walls. It's disgusting. But love
Is
it. love it.
anyone else sharing the shed, or is it just Brett's shed?
Well, he has put some stuff in there, which I will
okay.
remove. It is my shed.
Put it down. Yeah. Let him know.
Excuse me, this is my space.
Yeah.
And then the office I've kind of taken over as well. I've kind of taken over the whole house pretty much. but-
Oh, well, we should have known when you become housemates with a homeless man, there's
Yep.
going to be some consequences.
This is
It's
true.
Yeah. And he probably underestimated how many belongings you had, considering you did not have a home.
That's
I imagine
true.
you're a things guy.
I am a big things guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like tubs, and I got my storage tubs.
Oh, you got storage
Oh,
tubs?
yeah. I'm very organised though. Like I like to have
Oh.
like hiking accessories, motorbike bits, and then I'm going to get some shelving so I can get to it all.
Wow. Do
And
you
then-
have a label maker?
No, my partner did, which
Yeah.
she got it in the split. So,
Okay.
you know, you can't win it all. Can't win it all. But I can go buy another one.
You can.
That is my... I'll buy the printer
Housewarming?
so I can print that and then
Yes.
sticky tape it. So,
Yes.
Wow.
fuck, everything's coming up me.
Our house sounds great.
You what?
Lizzy,
Yes.
you started comedy at 32.
Yep.
Thanks for your about your shed. I loved it.
Yeah, I love
Definitely keep that in.
Fuck you, Bron. I will keep it in. Thank you.
But you started at 32, which means unless you were an absolute dead shit, you had lots of jobs before this, or at least
I
one
had
other
so
job.
many jobs.
Lizzy Hoo,
I
please
have-
tell us what is the worst job you've ever had?
I think I don't know. Yes, worst, I would say. Most physically taxing
Yeah.
job that I had was I used to mow lawns in Japan.
What?
I know.
Sorry, did you just take over my life? That sounds like something I would do.
I know.
Wait, and is there even lawns in Japan? I've never seen
Yeah.
any.
So I lived in Japan for a few years in Hokkaido, which is in the north. It's like very spacious countryside, like food bowl of Japan, basically. So it's farming. But I worked at a ski town, and in the summer, like all the foreigners leave in the summer. So to get a job is really hard. Like I don't speak Japanese very well. I used to, but it wasn't good enough to work with.
Okay.
Right.
Good enough to mow a lawn, though.
Good enough to mow a lawn. Don't
Yeah,
need your
good
words
girl.
there, do you? So my friend, I was like desperate for cash, and my friend who ran this place called the Niseko Country Club or something or other, it had heaps of accommodation on it and tennis courts and that sort of thing. He's like, "Well, I'm looking for a lawnmower," and I was like,
I'm your gal.
"I'll take it.
That's exactly what I want to
Take
do.
it. I'll take it."
And so, like, country club makes it sound like a huge.
It was huge.
Well,
Like,
was it a pushing
it
one?
was
or
a push on. It was
But
a push.
should it have been a ride-on, though? But you were forced to push?
It could have been very easily.
Yeah.
All right, like it had the space for a ride on,
Yeah.
but I was pushing it. The worst
my
bit
God.
was, though, I didn't really know how to use the mower to its full potential.
Right.
So, mowers have like speeds.
Yes.
And I didn't know it could go slower. So I was really like going
Now, is it one of those ones, because there's two different, like there's a normal standard mower, then you got the one it's rotating and it kind of drags you along. Was it that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A bit draggy.
Bit draggy, yeah.
So you're going as fast as.
I was
speed of
going as
time.
fast
Yeah.
as, and I was like pretty much a slow jog the
Oh my
whole
gosh, you must have been.
thing.
They're like, look at she's so efficient.
She's
You're like,
so-
I don't know how to slow this thing down.
Just dragging along, your legs are dragging
Yeah.
behind
There's like
you.
8 local kids missing. You're like, don't look in the basket.
and people and all like the other workers at the country club, they were all old Japanese men that just had not. They're like, what is this girl doing? And in Japan, I look Japanese, and they're just looking at me like, what? And they try and talk to me, and I had no idea what they were saying, and I just assumed that they were saying, what the hell are you doing?
Get off our lawn.
Yeah.
You weren't even
and
supposed
because
to
it was
mow
going
it.
so fast, did you just do a shit job as well?
Yeah, it was a pretty terrible. It wasn't like nice manicured lawns. Like
Okay.
it was
And
just
in
we needed to
Japan-
get these
Oh, okay.
these lawns shorter.
Shorter.
Yeah.
By hook or by crook.
Yeah. And that was like mid 2000s, and I was getting paid maybe the equivalent of 10 Aussie dollars an hour.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Really?
It's
$10
pretty
a
bad.
yeah. Is
For
it
a-
mid 2010? Oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
So
Yeah, yeah.
bad.
So bad. It was exhausting.
I
And you
know.
just-
But it did have it had a catcher obviously as well.
Yeah,
though.
but I had to empty.
Empty it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we used to have a lawnmower that didn't have a catcher because Dad was a tight ass.
Oh.
And then you'd have to go behind him with a rake
Oh,
and
no.
rake up the.
Doesn't the catcher come with it?
No,
Or you
the
can
old
sell
school
it?
ones didn't have
Yeah.
one. They used to flick it off to the side.
Yeah.
Or the cheaper ones. But then when we
Yeah.
got the Rover, and that had the
Oh,
catcher.
Oh, leveled up in
Now
the
we-
Blake
now we-
household.
Oh my lord, mate! We've got an electric one now. Things are changing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Never thought I'd see the
Wow.
day. Never thought I'd see the day.
And so when you were mowing, were you like, I'm never getting a lawn, like when I'm a grown up?
Oh, I don't know if I just thought I'm never doing this again. Actually, there were
Yeah.
other thoughts that I was thinking, I've got a university degree.
What the hell?
I've hexed it and
Yeah.
I'm mowing lawns.
Yeah, but $10 an hour, you'd be able to chip away in that headset in no time at all.
That's a 12-year-old kid's job. That's a job that people have when they aren't old enough to like get a job at like the fish and chip shop.
Yeah. Or if they don't, I did have a lot of respect. You know, you move to a foreign place, you don't know the language, you have to take, you might be a doctor in your hometown and then you have to take this like real sort of like level entry job.
Was it the shittest job because it was physical and it was outside and it was $10, or it was just like, I'm so fucking bored doing this?
Well, I don't mind mowing a lawn, but it was just so big and so hard and so hot. Like it was in the summer. I was just like,
you're from Brisbane. You would have mowed a lawn before.
Yeah, I mowed a lawn.
The new place I'm at has a lawn. I'm very excited to mow.
Get
the
me
lawn.
over.
Yeah, I know. Well, I can't beat $10 an hour. That's a great deal.
A working fee.
Yeah. Is that award-winning Lizzy Hoo? Yeah, for $10 an hour, she'll fucking do your lawn.
So you did it for the whole summer?
Oh, not the whole summer. I tapped out. Yeah.
Yeah, you said
there was definitely. I probably did it for a good 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I just get a message from my friend that was like, "Need the lawns mowed again," and we were like, "Oh no,
you can go fuck yourself.
I've got to go back."
But what else was I going to do? Like I had honestly like had nothing to do.
Why were you in Japan? Was it just
Well, my boyfriend at the time, he had a business there, so I went over to be with him. But his business sort of only really ran in the winter, and then there wasn't much I could do in the summer.
What did he do in summer?
Well, he just sort of like
watched you mow lawns. Oh my God, he sounds like Bragger. I wonder why it didn't work out.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, he sounds like
Is he still there?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to him if he can.
Do not come back. We don't need you, mate. You sound shit.
So mowing lawns. What's some other shit jobs you've had?
I don't know if these are shit jobs. Well, I've had like heaps of hospitality jobs, like bakeries, bars. Bars actually. There are.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We found it.
I knew it would trigger something off. You know.
How have I not thought? Okay, so I'm from Brisbane. I used to work when I first left school. I worked at the Caxton.
Oh, yes. I love the Caxton. As soon as I go to Brisbane, that's my rule. I've got to go have a schooner of gold to the Caco.
Famous Caxton Hotel. And
I've got a really quick Caco story for you. One time I was really pregnant. I walked into the Caco and a man standing at the bar by himself burst out laughing so much that he was wheezing just from looking at me. And I was like, what is he doing? And one guy behind the bar goes, "I'll just ignore him." But every time he looked at me, he just burst out laughing. It's because I was just
pregnant in a bar.
In a bar, I don't know. But that every time I think of the Caco, I just think of I'm literally a joke there. And that's
where your comedy career started. The Caco.
Well, yeah, exactly.
If you can kill it at the Caco, you can kill it anywhere.
You didn't even have to say anything. So I'm working at the Caco. This is like 2002, 2003. Peak Caco. This is peak.
Yeah.
Everyone went to the Caco. Like this is, your Broncos. They were always there. Like all the footy players. Like it was just like everyone went to the Caxton. Okay. My shift, it used to be from 10 p.m. on a Friday and Saturday night to 6 a.m.
Oh, that's a rough
That's
one.
already bad.
Oh my
that's
God.
already.
Sun's back up.
Yeah, that's already. And the last song they would play at 5 o'clock every morning would be True Blue. Lights up, True Blue.
Hey, True Blue, is it me?
And then you just see like every munted person in their, check shirts and R.M. Williams boots and blue jeans, just arm in arm, like, hey, True Blue.
So
it was peak Caco, peak Brisbane. But this is the worst part of the job. One of my jobs, because I was the shit kicker, I wasn't very high up on the Caxton.
What?
Bartending.
Did they know that you had a future in mowing lawns?
Yeah.
I know.
I've got options.
I got options, guys. Skills. This is the worst part. One of the jobs I had to do was the walls, and that meant you would have to go around with a rag and a bucket and wipe all the vomit off the walls down. Because they're
Inside?
So it happens that much. There's a designated job for it. It's like,
yeah, there's the walls. And honestly, maybe 5 to 6 vomits per shift.
Just randomly, sporadically around.
Yeah, just in that the cauldron bar they call it, like the dent, like just in there. Always a couple behind the pot plant.
You had to clean up the vomit, like
Or
the
just
floor.
had to, like,
you just the wall.
No,
just
you'd
push
wipe
it down to the ground.
You'd wipe it down to the floor, and then the other person's job was with the hose, and then they.
Sorry, do they hose?
They hose
inter-
that out.
They hose the Caxton
you
out.
have to hose the Caxton out.
They could have just hosed the wall. It's like they were doing it just to bully you.
Yeah.
Can you like touch
It's
it?
a hazing. Yeah.
As soon as you said walls, I was like, I don't know where that was going because I used to work at a truck depot. And the big one, because it was freight, there was always freight going around. It was like you get real fine black dust from cardboard boxes. And once you've been working, you like it'd get caught in your nose. And every time you go into the toilet area, there'd just be like a V line of snot. Because people just go in there and do 2 bushy blows against each side of the.
yuck.
And I'm like, every time I go to the bathroom, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking vomit.
I think I'd rather vomit than snot, if I'm honest.
Yeah, at least you
No,
can kind
the
of go,
smell.
oh, that's pizza, it's beer. I know what that
Yeah.
is. Snot, you're like, it's
That's
unknown.
cardboard. Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it's
to your
so
listeners.
gross.
No.
And how long did you work at the Caco for?
Probably about maybe a year or so. Yeah.
Because the Caco I knew, like, it's famous. Before I didn't grow up in Brisbane, but I lived there for 2 years. And anytime anyone says the Caco or Caxton, whatever, like everyone will hear it and be like, oh, the Caco, oh.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Everyone's got
it's
a-
iconic.
It's
Yeah.
because it's so close to the stadium as well. So that's the first point. And there's like 3 strip clubs just circling around it.
Yeah.
What a beautiful place.
It is
and
a
then,
beautiful place.
And Triple
but
M's
when you
at
got
the
it-
end of the block as well.
Yeah.
Come on.
They love it.
Yeah.
So when you got the job, were you like stoked because you were young and you were like,
Yeah, I
this is
wanted a
fun-
bar job.
and you thought this is going to be
Yeah,
all right.
and then I thought this has got to be good. Got my uniform, which used to be all the girls wore this like basically a wetsuit midriff.
He said a wet t-shirt. I was like, fucking hell.
Like a really tight wetsuit top with pretty much a midriff with a zip.
What are you from Austin Powers? It looks like one of those dolls. Like,
2002, baby. Yeah.
That is
It was
revolting.
so
And you wipe
revolting.
vomit off
And
the
you wipe
wall.
vomit.
Are they trying to make the girls look a bit sexy? Is that the idea?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
is peak like
Wow.
promotion girl
Ah.
era. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, the
Do you
Red Bull
remember?
girls. Remember them?
Yeah.
But you were a Caco girl.
Yeah, I was a Caco girl.
Which is absolutely the Aldi version of a Red Bull girl.
yeah. She's got skills. She can pour a bit. She can make 6 rum and cokes at a time.
But the clientele there would have to be like, it's the RM Worms wearing person that's,
Yeah.
thinks they're from the, but also
Yeah.
like just the most disheveled looking blokes ever. There's always
yeah.
someone stealing cigarettes out of the ashtray at the front.
Totally.
It's-
There's like on the register, there is a button that says barfly. Like you just run the beer through under barfly.
Oh, so they get an automatic discount?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that's still there, but when I was there, that was
Got
a
10%
They
button.
were
off.
awarded for being there. Like they were regulars. Got
Yeah, they were there every the 10
Imagine
a.m.
the Caco. Oh,
Yeah.
Caco was your regular place.
I
Like
don't know.
I don't know. Is it
I don't
better
think
to drink at 10 a.m. in your own backyard by yourself or at the Caco?
I mean, it's aircon.
Yeah,
It's
I'd say in
There
your
you
back
go.
garden at 10 a.m. is pretty fucking sad. I've done
Yeah.
both. I reckon it's your
Yeah.
back garden
We know
safe.
that.
But when I used to work at a
all
bar,
done
there'd
it.
be someone there because we'd open doors at 10 and people
Yes.
would be knocking. Like,
Yeah.
it's 10:01. Let us
Yeah.
in. It's like
Let
we
us
haven't
in.
even...
For what? For the pokies though? Is
No,
it
we
the
didn't have any
pokies?
pokies in Perth. They just wanted a beer. And then this one guy called Baz who had a bigger mullet than me, went all the way to the back, and he actually fixed carnival machines. And then he'd ride there on a motorbike, but then he'd always get a cab home because he'd get too fuck-eyed. And then he'd just drink schooners. So he'd drink like 14 schooners, then he'd switch to lemonade and tequila. And he, just
That is
there,
a fun
10
guy.
a.m. And he had a leg like in one of those robotic brace things.
Oh.
He was a
How
very
did-
interesting
how did he
man.
lose his leg? Did you ask? You
No,
were too scared.
no, I was too scared.
You chicken shit.
Yeah.
piece of shit. Like that would have been the most interesting story.
No, I didn't want to. Man, they're fucking
Why?
intense dudes. I didn't want to talk to them.
Yeah. You didn't want to get too deep.
Didn't want to. They're all
Just
dead
might have
now,
been
so it's
around.
fine. Yeah, I checked.
Checked.
I
No,
checked.
sure.
Yeah. I spoke to one of the other locals who I liked. I was like, "Are these guys still alive?" Like, nah, they're all dead.
Wow.
I
R.I.P.
never worked in a bar, but I remember I grew up in Canberra, and
Was that like a brag?
Yeah,
Oh, the
Brad
capital.
and I were like,
oh, yeah, cool. Man, oh yeah, you got
can
heaps
play
of
back
rabbits.
my,
And
The shittest place in Australia. Wow.
Okay, all right, Perth. And then and there was a club when I was called Academy, and it was, I don't know if it's still there, but it was so popular. And I remember thinking, God, it must be amazing to work there. Like I be instantly, you just think the people working there are so cool. And then one of my mates got a job there, and we were like, what, you got a job? And he was like, yeah, I work at Academy. And everyone was really jealous of him. And then on his first shift, one of the bartenders was like, hey, you need to, because he was just a glassy, said, you need to go into the toilets because there's a mess in there. And he was like, okay. He went in, and someone had done a turd on the cistern on the top of the toilet.
Oh, so they tried to do a top deck, but they didn't take the plastic bit off.
What's a top deck?
So top deck, oh God, are you sure? I mean, you lived in Brisbane for a long period of time.
I didn't
top
go
deck
to the
is
taco that much.
Guys, let me
Do
take.
you know what it is, Lizzie?
Yeah.
It's just doing a poo in the cistern and then putting the lid back on so no one can find it.
Yeah, you'd shit into the water bit in the top bit. You take
the cistern, right?
Yeah, the cistern or whatever.
Yeah.
You shit in there. You do it, and then you put the lid on, and they can never find it, and it never goes away.
They never find it.
Yeah. Oh, they eventually find it.
Where's it coming from?
There's just one guy laughing in the corner. It's like, oh, he did a top deck for sure.
Oh my God. So he saw this turd, like a human turd. It's very confronting to see a human turd. And then he said, I'm not doing that. I'm not picking that up. And that was his first and last shift. Did you have to pick up any turd?
No, but it's so confronting to see a human turd.
It's so confronting to see a human
because you see dog poos all the time.
Yeah.
I see like human-sized dog poos all the time. But I remember looking for a house in Sydney, and that
the real estate agent did a top deck.
No, but we went into
Does this come with the house?
buzz the intercom, and you walk. It had one of those little vestibules, like a little entrance thing, and walked in. And there was definitely a human turd just there. I was like,
man,
I'm good. I'm out.
Every time you go to Spleen, we got a gig at Spleen, go out the back door.
No.
90% of the time there's a human shit in
Really?
Yeah. Oh, man,
There's so many bars around there.
And it's
maggot. And
I'll go to my quiet place.
I'll go to my special spot.
Oh my God.
It's nice and quiet behind the bins here.
The only thing more confronting than seeing a human poo it would be catching someone mid-poo in the alleyway behind Spleen. You'd be like, oh, sorry, Matt, because would you be like, I'll give you...
Do you need a bit of...
Here's a good question. Have you ever got to this point where you had to do a shit outside and you weren't ready to do it? You know what I mean? Like you were driving somewhere and you had to pull over. Or
no, I haven't.
Have you ever done a shit outside?
Yeah.
Outside, like camping or whatever.
Camping doesn't count though. Like I'm talking like I've got to go now. There's no other options. What the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, traveling.
Yeah.
Doing like...
I love that's... obviously, there's no toilets overseas.
Well, no,
So-
but
You could run it over with your lawnmower afterwards.
backpacking. I was doing a canoe trip, and I was like on a tour. But I had a bit of, traveling diarrhea.
Yeah.
And I had to get my guide. I was like, I really want to check out this bit of beach over here.
Because you can't...
The sand's no longer white.
Yeah, and I'd be like, I'd go into the bushes, and then like 5 minutes later, I'd have to be like, I think I need to stop again.
Oh my God. That beach. Oh my God.
I have a confession. I did my first ever one about 2 months ago, and it was not great. I did not enjoy it.
Oh, where were you?
Were you expecting to enjoy a poop outside?
No, but I thought I'd be proud of myself or something. You know what I mean? I finally did shit outside. You know what I mean? Like it's something I'd never done.
Yeah.
You know?
Bucket list?
Yeah, it's on my bucket list. I wish I had a bucket. That's true. Yeah. But I had two. I was staying at a mate's house, and I had two. Like I was pretty high. I'll be honest with you. I was in the loft. This is when I was staying at Dan's house in Coburg. And I didn't have any, there's nothing to eat upstairs. I didn't want to go down the kitchen and disturb everyone. But I had 2 cans of chili tuna upstairs. This is really sad.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. They were in the room. I just had 2 cans of chili. Anyway, I had the 2 cans of chili tuna. Then I was late for work in the morning. Chili tuna rules.
Okay, we're not upset about your chili tuna. It's
Right, I've had my chili tuna. And then it's a 50-minute drive to work. And at about the 35-minute mark, I start sweating. Like, I've got to fucking go. But I'm like, I'm not shitting outside. Like, I've made it to 36. Like, I want to make it to 50. And then, like, 10 minutes before the work site, I had to turn the radio down. That's how much I needed to shit. Like, you can't handle any other, like, noises or emotions or whatever. Yeah. And then just had to pull off on the side of the highway, jump over the fence, and there was a tree, and then
Could cars see you?
Yeah. And I had fluoro vest on. I was so obvious. And then I was just holding onto a tree going, oh. And it was like a week after the breakup as well. I was like, is this my life now?
That's pretty good.
That is
pretty funny.
That's rock bottom.
It is rock bottom. Well, no, it would have been rock bottom, but then I found a towel in my car. So things were looking up.
Nice.
Did you keep it?
Lucky.
No.
That's a wipe and throw.
Yeah. You're not going to rinse. The nappy sand can't fix that.
Check it out. Lizzie will pick it up. She's done worse jobs.
Yes, I have.
God,
I love
that is
poo
great.
chat, guys. I really do.
Do
There's
you?
actually, yeah.
It's
No,
pretty
I love
highbrow.
it. No,
Pretty highbrow podcast.
I love it.
I mean, I know you're nominated
into
for a
it.
huge award, but we
There's
talk
heap- there's
about
Have you
actually
shat on the side of a highway?
Oh well, if you come,
that a
if
category?
you come to my festival show, I'll tell you where I have shit.
Oh.
Is that in
No
your
spoilers.
Oh my God, that's
Is
so
that is that your
exciting.
show where you just tell people where you've done a shit?
Yeah,
Just list-
60 minutes.
The Catco.
Caco number one.
Brett's house.
There is one juicy one.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Where you shit yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love when people tell me they shit themselves. It just makes me feel alive because I haven't, I've done it.
not-
No,
yes,
I've
you
never.
have.
I've done it
Yeah.
heaps.
Yeah,
I've done
yeah.
it heaps.
Heaps. What do you mean? How much is heaps?
At least like 3 or 4 memorable times.
Like
I love
full. I'm
memorable.
talking
Heaps of them.
like
Adult.
full
Adult.
adult and like, oh, this is I have to go home, or like, oh, this is manageable.
What do you mean, man? If it's a poop in your undies, you probably
Yeah.
Well, it could be
Yeah.
like a shart. You know when you fart and a little something comes out.
upset.
Yeah, I remember actually. There's my ex on one of our. I was
We've really
going
done a
over
big
to-
U-turn now. We're just talking about shits.
when
I
I
love
went
this.
over to his house for like the first time for the weekend. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm coming over. It was like my birthday. He had some special things planned, and I was
So did you.
just.
Well, you need to clear your bowel for the special things.
And I was just about to get into the car, and I needed to fart, but I didn't want to fart in the car because
Yeah, that's very polite.
Women don't
to
fart.
to myself.
Oh.
'Cause I'm the only person getting in the car.
Oh, you didn't want to
But I
hotbox
didn't
yourself.
wanna-
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that, so I farted outside the car, but it wasn't a fart.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
I had to go. Yeah, I had to go back into the house,
Yeah.
shower.
Your dad's like, you're home already. You're like, not now, Dad. Did you forget your keys? No, my dignity. And
Anyway,
you did it.
do
So
you want
that's
any
good.
more? I don't
So that's good. You didn't. You pooed at your
Yeah,
house.
but I didn't lie. He was like, oh, because I was late then, because I had to. And then
Yeah, you had to
he
have
was
a
like,
shower.
why were you late? And I was like, well,
if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Happy birthday to me. I had a present for myself.
yeah, exactly.
And so you've had some pretty ordinary jobs.
Okay, back to jobs.
You've had some pretty ordinary jobs.
Yeah.
Have you ever quit in a spectacular fashion? Excuse me.
I haven't actually. I'm real
Was it actually a
professional.
fart or was it a shit now? I'm now curious.
Dude. I'm real professional.
Yeah, great.
I've never properly quit. Like I've wanted to. I've wanted to like throw my apron down and be like,
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm out of here. And I've dreamt of that. Like I've wanted to.
Vomit off the walls.
Yeah, I'd
Get
love-
this wetsuit mid-drift off me.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah,
Loved it.
but I've always been really polite and and just
Even at the
left.
Japanese job.
Yeah, I mean that was just like, mate, I can't do this anymore. That was he understood that.
What about have you been fired where they're like, no?
Have I
you been
have
fired?
I been fired?
I
Look
can't
at
imagine.
me.
I
Look
can't.
at
There's no
me.
way someone would fire you, would they?
No one's firing.
You had that vibe.
Actually, there is one job when I was in Japan. The other job I did during the winter was work for the magazine there. And there was a bit of trouble in the ranks. And I liked one of the bosses, but not the other. And there was a bit of, a war with my next season coming along. They didn't want to pay me one of them wanted to pay me what I wanted. The other one didn't. And then one of them just sent me an email going, we won't need you anymore. And I was
It's not really a
like,
firing
is
though.
that not really?
Yeah.
That's the word. Sorry,
I'll let you get away with that. Yeah.
Red's
But
had
like, look at me. I'm not.
I wouldn't fire you.
No,
People
you're too
don't
nice.
fire me.
I'd be like, I'm going to nominate her for an award, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it to whoever the award. I forgot to tell you, I'm in charge of Prime.
Are you?
I wish I was, because I really want you to get this award. It's going to be so good. Now, you've got a show coming up for the festival, which is going to be so great. What's it called again?
Who's that girl? I'm sorry. I get confused because I'm
Whoa.
just
so good. It's so good.
Yes.
It's going to be great. And it's going to have poo stories.
It's going to have poo. It's going to have penis. It's going to have...
Poo and penis. Tick, tick. I'm there. Front row. Let's go.
And a bit of mum and dad stuff.
Oh, I do love your mum and dad stuff.
Yeah, they're great.
I feel like some people they work out, some people talk about their mum and dads and it's... You like it so much that when you go and see them live, you're like, I hope she talks about her dad tonight. You know, that's what I do with your stuff. I think you've got some great.
Stuff. I think so. Well, like last year, I didn't use my family at all. Gave them a year off,
Gave them a break.
Gave them a break,
but also time to gather more stories. Let them slip up again. Yeah.
And
trick 'em.
so many people ask me afterwards, like, oh, what's your trout farm brother doing? What's your YouTube brother doing? Like, what? And I was like, oh, damn it, I gotta. These are characters that I have to keep.
Yes, an untapped resource.
I know, a good source of income.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much for joining us. You've got your comedy stand-up tour coming. Where are you hitting? Perth?
First Perth, Adelaide, Canberra, Hobart.
Oh, my God.
Sydney, Brisbane, and maybe, Newcastle even. Maybe some other places.
Wow, and she said Canberra. Wow.
I said Canberra.
Ooh, the best place in Australia.
It's a real sweet spot for me, Canberra.
You can poo where you want there.
Yeah.
It's part of our rules.
And you can get fireworks there as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
And
Canberra
MDMA.
rules.
Apparently.
Yeah, you can. It's
Really good
drugs
stuff?
Illegal.
I don't know.
Drugs illegal?
But
Yeah.
And you're also doing Melbourne. Melbourne.
The
biggest one of all. The biggest one of all. Lizzy Hoo, thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much, Lizzy. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and all that boring stuff. Until next time, we'll see ya. Bye. I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets.